everyone, welcome back. It's Meridy and I am here with, oh my goodness, I think this is our 6th process video using the Offbeat kits. And everything I talk about, there will be links in the description of this video, so just refer there. And I'm just gonna jump right in and get started. So what I am starting with today, which I showed you on my unboxing, kit unboxing video, is I had these 2 pictures that were on really thin, like almost like printer paper. I mean, it's really thin. And they were really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's a lot of filters on them and they were not on my camera. So someone else took them on their camera and somehow I got a print, but I couldn't find the original digital pictures anywhere. But I wanted to use these, but I'm afraid this paper isn't even gonna hold the color of the pictures. So what I did is I scanned these pictures in and re-edited them and printed them out as 3x4 pictures. So first off, I've got that is one of my pictures, and then I did have one picture from this night in my camera, like my actual real camera roll, and it was this one right here. So that one looks decent and good. And then these are the 2 that I scanned. Yeah, I think I'm only going to use these 2 pictures on my layout. I can't really read what these little signs say above him, and it's the same people in that picture as this picture. So I'm not gonna use this one. So I'm not using these, but I am using these. So I will show you what supplies I'm going to use next. I have my alphabet out, of course, and my phrase stickers from Pink Fresh Making the Best of It phrase. And then I really loved this cassette paper, and I think it looks good with that, so I'm gonna use this. I've got all my scraps here that I've accumulated from other layouts that I've made thus far this month. And then let me show you the embellishments that I pulled. I pulled a little bit of each of the trims. I pulled the pack of buttons. This is leftover things that I had from other layouts that I made earlier this month that I thought I was going to use on them, but I didn't. I'm going to keep that out. I'm going to keep this out. I don't think I need any. I'll keep this little label tag. I don't think I need any of the other things that are in here. So I'll just put this off to the side. And then this is what I pulled from the embellishment packs that I thought could look good on this kit. And this doesn't mean I'm using all of this. There's a lot here. So I've got a little alarm clock and some tags, positive vibes only, urban life, a stoplight, this way pointing finger, the little jackalope bunny, a butterfly, thumbs up, a couple bottles of wine because we're at a restaurant and it's a really trendy restaurant. Take it easy, typewriter, a couple cassettes because I'm using the cassette paper, but that might be overkill on the cassettes, we'll see. Good times ahead, original, this place, and a little journaling card. And then the railroad crossing and some of these film strips. So that is the embellishments that I have easily at my disposal to use that I thought would probably look good on this layout. And I'm just gonna push them up there while we're designing the main part of this layout. And then I can probably write Culinary Dropout because that's the name of the restaurant. And I'll probably write Culinary Dropout in these. And then for these, let's see, these little signs that we're standing underneath, mine says Life of the Party. My brother-in-law says The Fox. My sister says Greatest of All Time, Goat. And my husband says Dad Bod because he's got the baby with him. So roll with it would be cute. And perfect is boring. Would be cute. No. It's all good. That doesn't really match. We'll have to see. Okay, and then I've got, of course, all my scraps, but what I want to start with before I worry about my scraps and whatnot are my two pictures and this cassette paper. And of course, I'm going to cut off the branding strip first. And I probably will start, of course, with a white piece of cardstock as the base of my layout, because that's typically what I do. Because this paper right here is way too busy to use, for me to use as my entire backdrop of my layout. I feel like if I use that, the embellishments would just get totally lost on it. So I'll grab a white sheet of paper, my pictures, and then I'm thinking I could cut these cassette tapes like around them. So I'm not cutting through any tapes. I'm just gonna cut these like jaggedy out, but so that I'm not cutting through the middle of any cassette tape. And you could do this a lot of different ways because there's a lot of different configurations. So let me get part of it. Let me go off camera to get this all fussy cut, and I will be right back. Okay, so I cut it like this to start with, and I think I'm gonna come in here and cut out a few tapes so it's a little more of an exciting jaggedy edge. That adds a little and then of course I am going to want to map my photos. I'm gonna just leave this off to the side in case I need it. Let's see here. I have a lot of options for matting my photos. I can mat them on this really bright orange. I could probably mat them on just about any color that I have here. The orange kind of pulls the color out of here, but that's more of a red color in my pictures, like in the cassette tape. I don't want to mat my pictures on that. This I don't like. I might mat them on that. This was some of the cardstock that came out of my stash. This blue right here, I could mat them on that. Oh, I'm not narrowing it down very much. I'm basically saying I can mat them on anything. Oh, I really like this dark color to mat them on. So I think I'll mat them on a light color first and then on this plaid. That's my favorite of these. Maybe I should mat them on white first. Let's see. Oh, also we have the back of the cassette tape paper, which is this. But I really like the cassette tapes better, so I think I'm not going to use that. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can't even really, nope. I think I'm going to end up matting it on white first and then I don't like those together. Nope. This is a very real option right here. This orange I really like. But it might just be a little bit too orange. I don't know, it looks pretty good. Let's get some of these embellishments over here. If I had stuff sprinkled around. So the options are orange or white. Sometimes I just have to play around with what I have and see all the options to choose. I could triple matte, white, then orange, then the plaid. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, I'm going to triple matte these on white, then orange, then the plaid. I'm going to make the orange matte to be very, very thin. So I'm gonna go off camera to triple matte these and I will be right back. So I've triple matted these. And I think I'm gonna leave them down at this part down here. I wonder if I could put a branding strip down here. Something will look good over there. So I'm gonna just try out a bunch of different branding strips. Not that. That's nice, but I don't think that color is gonna be anywhere else in my layout at all. That one looks kind of nice, especially if it was separated by maybe a piece of the trim. That could look really good. The dark one looks really nice too. Or maybe the dark one and that one. That looks good. What does it look like with trim in there? The trim is very, very dark. That can look pretty good. Okay, I could go on and on. Oh, I think I kind of like this dark brown piece grounding my pictures. So all I've got left from this piece is a 2.5 inch wide, and I will tell you how long it is. It's 9 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. So that's the size that this paper right here is. And somehow I'm gonna make it ground my photos down here. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the light branding strip, this branding strip, and put this dark rickrack trim in the middle. And then I've got these film strips that I'm not sure if I want to use, but let's just see if I should use one anywhere. Let me move this. This is not, I just pulled those over to look at the colors. Do we need a journaling card on here? I might make this into an embellished up tag coming off the top. That would be a good idea. And I might want to put this somehow on it. Okay, back to these film strips. I get so sidetracked. I don't want them up and down like that. I think I can keep moving on from this. Let's see. Roll with it. I put the roll with it down here. I don't feel like I probably need any more cassette tapes because there's plenty of them on this picture. So I'm just gonna start placing things around and moving things into different little clusters that I like, that I think might work. And basically this is a lot of trial and error, and I'm just gonna start putting things down because otherwise, you know, we could be here all day thinking of all of the different combinations that these things can go in. So I'm just gonna try to keep things balanced and put things around. Oh, that's too much like white on white on white over there. I wonder if I could put this place and then the title in my stickers that says Culinary Dropout. And some of these layering pieces are just fun. Like, they don't mean anything. The stoplight means nothing. It's not in my pictures, it's just a cool embellishment that I liked. Urban life, good times ahead. Okay. Not sure if I'm not really liking all this. It's kind of a little crazy. And kind of a little much right now. So I am gonna have to go through this again and rearrange and move things because this is a lot. This is a lot of embellishments and kind of getting too much. But I just want to see what I've got to work with and what I want to keep on here versus what I'm comfortable with saying leave it off the page. Possibly don't need the railroad crossing sign unless it's very underlapped. Okay. I'm gonna go off camera. I am going to put my title down on my little plastic rulers that I can use to move my title around. And so that way I can also incorporate my title in this big, huge thing I've got going. So I'm gonna go off camera and do that. I'm also going to adhere down just the paper on the side right here in this wood piece of paper. I'm not gonna adhere anything else down, and my pictures. But I'm going to get my title ready so I can kind of move some of this around because there's a lot right there right now. It's way too much. I need to pare it down. So I'm gonna go off camera to do that. Okay, so I did a little bit of maneuvering with things and I think I like what I've got happening here. So I'm going to start adhering down embellishment clusters. I kept this down here the same way that I placed it earlier. Roll with it. I'm gonna pop this up on foam tape. I did this little placement with these 3 tags and the stoplight, and I'm actually going to pop some of them up on foam tape. Let's see. I think I'm going to pop the stoplight up on foam tape right there. And also this little tag that says Urban Life. Okay, I think I can put the roll with it down. And I'm gonna start with the, I think I'm gonna start with the word with, and then I can fit the roll and it around the word with. Okay, and then I've got this little, okay, so this whole little cluster down here is also adhered. This cluster right here is adhered. I'm going to work on the cluster at the top. And I'm just going to adhere those things right there. Okay, the last cluster that I want to get down is up here in my title. So I'm going to just move those off and try to stick these things on, starting with the layer that was in the very back first. Okay, I am going to put the word dropout down first, and I know that I want the D to start right there, so I'm going to start at the beginning. And then on the word dropout, I ran out of the letter U, so I had to use an upside down N, but as you can see, the U is slightly different than the N, so I'm just going to trim off those two little things that overhang right there, the little serifs. I'm going to just trim them off, and now my U looks like the other U. Okay, so that's one way that you can kind of make your alphabet stretch a little longer if you're missing one letter. Okay, and my little wine bottle sticking up there is kind of looking empty, so I think I'm gonna have to put a few embellishments around that so it doesn't look so bare. I'm fine with putting a butterfly there. Good times ahead, I really like that. And I wasn't able to incorporate that into my layout. I could fit there, but there's a lot of horizontal movement on this page right now. Okay, I do like this sign, the Good Times Ahead tag, a lot. So I'm just gonna slide it in here and cover up the tails on this positive vibes only. And I think that looks fine. Let me move this out a little. Okay, and then I will add the butterfly up there. And then I think I need to add, of course, a little tiny bit of splatters. And I'm debating in my mind if I want black or gold splatters. There's a lot of black on this layout right now, but I think just a couple tiny black splatters would look really sharp. So I think I'm going to go with black, and I am going to just ever so slightly add the splatters. So let's see how that works. Okay, I did a couple things when I got my mist. I added this walk and don't walk sign, and underneath the word dropout, I added a little sliver of paper because the dropout was really blending into the back, the color, and you almost couldn't read it. So I peeled off the letters and I put a little strip of scrap paper underneath the word dropout so you could read the letters better. And then here I am with my black splatters. And I think those are the only two places that I want them in. Let's see. Oh yes, that looks great. And reminder, if you get your splatters on this acetate, it's not gonna dry, so you're gonna need to go in and pull that ink up so it doesn't smear, because it won't completely dry on that acetate. But this wraps up this layout. If you were inspired by this layout, either to use this kit to recreate this layout or to make something from your stash, you know, inspired by this layout, we would love for you to share it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community group, and I will link that in the description of the video as well. But thank you so much, and I will be back in a couple days with our 7th process video using the Offbeat kit. Thanks, guys. Bye.